Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I just finished up the final review for the Halloween series. Before Halloween Ends, I talked about all the newest stuff, Halloween 2018. I talked about Halloween Kills just now for 40 minutes. I didn't realize that review was as long as it was. If I'd gone into depth about a lot of things in that series, in that particular movie, I would have been easily there for an hour and a half. Man, oh man. This weekend, in a couple of days, Halloween Ends comes out into theaters, onto Peacock streaming. My mom and I are going to watch it. We've watched all the Halloween films together over the years, and we love them to death. We mainly love the original movie. And we've watched them so many times. So many times. We're going to watch this one together, God willing, and we're super stoked. We're probably going to stream it because we don't really like our local theaters. They kind of suck. They can be fun, they have some cool people working there, but man, the people that go there, they suck. It's just, I hate people in theaters, man. I love the popcorn. I don't really need the popcorn right now. Trying to lose weight, as you know. Coke Zero, for a reason. So, after watching Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, I knew about some details about Halloween Ends. I knew that we were going to have a 4-year time jump, for example. And I kind of wanted to just sit down and give my thoughts on what I hope will happen in this new movie. Things I want to see, things I do not want to see, things I want to see come back, things I want to see referenced, all those kinds of cool things. Some are going to be obvious, you know, some are not. Some are going to be things you might know about, some are going to be things you don't know. So if you don't want to know a couple of things, not anything big and spoilerish, but things that might matter for this new film that are things I found out just kind of looking on IMDb a little bit. Again, no spoilers, I don't know anything about the new movie. Just some hints I have, some ideas I have, some things I want to make fun of. I have a lot of jokes in my brain. Halloween Ends, I want to make it very clear. No matter how ugly the stupid title is or how ugly the poster is, it looks like Michael and Laurie got photoshopped from a Freddy vs. Jason 2 poster. Yeah, I said that. I said that. Look at this trashy poster, dude. This shit looks terrible. Seeing something like that is a little worrisome. I find myself being a fan of Halloween 2018, more so than Halloween Kills, but I like Halloween Kills as well. I think there's a lot in there. It has that middle movie syndrome in a trilogy, kind of like Matrix Reloaded has, as I used as my example in my review for Halloween Kills. It has its issues, and I have an issue with the fact that we're going to jump 4 years into the future for Halloween Kills, or Halloween Ends, excuse me. And I've thought about why. I don't really understand why. We've gotten a trailer recently as well. I've tried to avoid every TV spot I can see, even though I don't have cable. I see spots that are thrown up on whatever. Anything I'm looking at on YouTube now, I'm getting spots and TV spots made into ads. You have to be kind of careful if you don't want to go into it knowing too much. And these films, all three, I don't care what anybody says, whatever you like about them, whatever you hate about them, whatever you think about them, they've all three done a fantastic job of not giving away the plot of the movies, even though Halloween Kills kind of didn't have a story. It was kind of just a bunch of subplots wrapped up together for a middle movie syndrome. But anyway, I myself find myself being super stoked for Halloween Ends because I'm a Michael Myers fan. And I said in my review, I'm here for these movies to see Michael. I don't give a shit about Laurie Strode or Jamie Lee Curtis, especially now that I don't have to deal with the brother-sister storyline. I still thank God that that was done. I know people are pissed about it, but it sucked. That's my one big thing. Can we please, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, can we please, for the love of God, can you promise us that you will not throw some stupid-ass surprise in there that Michael and Laurie have actually been brother and sister all this time, and try your way at twisting it up to make it a better execution of that, because I've liked your execution of everything else, for the most part. I'm extremely worried that that will be announced in this movie. There's these fan theories out here, for example, like the radio tower thing, that Silver Shamrock has a radio tower that Michael Myers' mask turns out to be a Silver Shamrock mask, and that's what's making him evil and crazy. He didn't have the mask on when he broke out of the jail in Halloween 2018, so that wouldn't make any sense. It would have been a really cool theory, in my opinion. As a big fan of Season of the Witch, these films have had a lot of love for Season of the Witch. But Rob Zombie's Halloween 3D was going to have a lot of love in it for Halloween 3 as well. That ain't gonna happen. I really don't think the radio tower would happen. But if it did, I wouldn't hate it, but a lot of people would, and it wouldn't make much sense because of 2018. Michael was killing people before he got out there with the mask on. Let's keep our hands away from that as well. But the brother and sister thing are my biggest concern. I really don't want to go back to that. I really hope to God we don't go there because Jamie Lee Curtis has already started saying stupid shit in interviews. She's already said they're going to make more. I don't know if Blumhouse is going to, but Malek Akkad, however you say his name, loved the guy. Loved his dad too, Mustafa. And now there's a siren outside. Really? Really? Anyway, whether it be Blumhouse signing on again to make another trilogy or make a couple of more movies, I don't know. But somebody, according to Jamie Lee Curtis, is going to make more movies. And I don't think she was just speaking in context of just generally Michael Myers being a pop culture icon, they're going to make more. I don't think she was saying that. I really don't. I'm a little nervous about that. I want more Halloween films. As long as you have Michael slaughtering people, I don't care. As long as it maintains the gore and the effectiveness, this sometimes jump scare-esque-ness to these movies, as long as you maintain that, maintain the craft and the filmmaking aspects and the camera work, as long as you maintain those things, for the love of God, you could have Michael Myers killing people during Easter time. I wouldn't care. I would just watch it because it's Michael Myers. That's all I really care about with these movies. Again, not being a Jamie Lee Curtis fan, I like Allison. Can't stand Judy Greer in these movies. I'm so glad we probably won't have to deal with that in this movie. The 4-year time jump, what's the big deal with that? Well, one of the things Jamie Lee Curtis came out and told people was that COVID was going to be part of this movie, like actually in the storyline. What is it with these massive trucks and buses driving by the house tonight? Are you serious? She's also the same idiot who said that Halloween Kills would involve BLM and be in support of BLM or against it. She never really said. She just said it would involve Black Lives Matter. And of course you saw the film and you're not really sure, no matter where you stand politically, what that has to do with anything. You might take it as an insult, you might think it's kind of dumb. It depends on who you are, what you believe. But anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis I can't stand to begin with. Good actress, talented person, but as just the way she's become an executive producer on Kills, and now this, I guess, too, she's too much. I don't care about her. I'm not here for Jamie, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not here for Laurie, as a matter of fact. I like Allison more than I like Laurie. I didn't really hit on that too much in my Halloween Kills review, but I really do feel that way. Allison, the way that Andi, I think her name, Andi Matichak, I believe, the way she plays this character, I like her. I think she's doing pretty solid, even though Kills doesn't really give her a whole lot to do. Which plays into my point. Now that her mom is dead, after Halloween Kills, supposedly, I really don't believe she's dead, but supposedly she's dead. If Judy Greer is actually dead, I kind of hope that Allison can bond even more with Laurie, her grandmother. And let's do something really nice there. What if Allison gets killed, and this would be my take on it, what if she gets killed and we have the definitive Halloween Ends by Laurie and Michael showing down, and Laurie either tries to kill Michael or does kill Michael, something like that. I really don't think Michael will die. I think Halloween Kills leans more in the supernatural realm, or some kind of, Michael has some kind of mental thing where he won't stay down. He won't die. They've done a lot to him in 2 movies, and in his 60s and 70s, he should be dead by now. If they ended this with Michael being dead, like for sure, dead, like his head is gone, and we know it's him this time and not some random paramedic, then I would be cool with that. I'd be cool with that, but I want more movies. I don't know how you're going to make more movies without that, but supposedly they're going to, according to Jamie Lee Curtis. But in my opinion, Laurie needs to die. I really would prefer that. But if Michael dies, I don't have a problem with it as long as we do it for the right reasons. It's not some weirdo feminist power thing. We just do what we've been doing. Have Laurie take out the guy who assaulted her years ago, who has attacked her. He's now killed her daughter, attacked her granddaughter, who she loves deeply, has a closer relationship with than her own daughter. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. Allison has lost pretty much everybody in her life. Her dad, her mom, her boyfriend's dad, everybody in her life in this small town, except for her grandmother. They are the only 2 who have survived, aside from Hawkins. Which also brings me to another point. I want more to be done with Allison, but I want even more to be done with Mr. Hawkins himself. I love that guy. He's great in Halloween Kills. Kind of mediocre in 2018. They really developed him more in Kills, and I like that about him. I like this. Apparently he and Laurie had a date back in the day. They might have been kind of close or whatever. I would like with the 4-year time jump for Hawkins and Laurie to have gotten married. I think that'd be really great. I think having them there have kind of a love story. Maybe even if Allison dies and Laurie either gets away or manages to kill Michael or whatever happens, have Hawkins be the person to greet Laurie once she's out of the trauma situation she's in at the end of the film. Have her come home, close the door, take a deep breath, and Hawkins be there to hug her. Let's do that. It'd be a nice, sweet thing. I really like Hawkins. I want this guy, this actor in particular, to get a bigger role here, because he's even better here, maybe, than he was in Kills. He's just a cool guy. I really like him. And he makes Laurie better, and Laurie more likable than just being a crazy cat lady like she kind of was in 2018. She was underutilized in Kills, sort of, kind of. She's just sitting in the hospital, so I can't really say what her performance was there, because she just stood around. Sorry. I keep having to drink more of this because my throat's all jacked up from my 40-minute Halloween Kills review. Sorry. I want to maintain a lot of gore. I want a good explanation as to why Michael has been hiding in the sewers, as the trailer indicates, for like 4 years. I know somebody mentioned that he was nursing his wounds. He's also in his 60s or 70s and killed like a ton of people in 2 movies. In one night, he's murdered more people than like most people could ever get away with. How has he been down in the sewers all this time? How has he survived? Are we going to reference like the eating dogs thing or the eating rats? Are we going to reference all of those things from Resurrection and from the original movie from '78 like we did in Halloween Kills with the dog actually on the ground? We got to see it for the first time. Are we going to do all that? I would love that. I want to see more of that. There's this whole panic, though, over a guy named Corey Cunningham and the possibility of having a copycat killer that works alongside Michael Myers. I'll admit there's kind of the hint of that happening. But Dr. Sartain in Halloween 2018 tried to help out Michael too, and Michael crushed his fucking head with his heel. Okay? That was cool. I was all about that. I can't stand Dr. Sartain. Good actor, don't get me wrong. Completely poorly used in that movie, should not have been in the film. Too much. It's a weird, bad subplot that was just too much for that movie. This whole Blumhouse thing has had problems with subplots. Halloween Kills has that stuff too. Especially with the Penguin Man, you know, who kills himself. One of the big things I want to reference too, the Penguin Man, who was in 2018, he was in the asylum where Michael was captive. He was on the bus, and when the bus crashed that Michael escaped, that Penguin Man went around, same night, Halloween Kills, people think that he's Michael Myers. And that gets criticized unfairly online. It's just stupid people who didn't pay attention to the movie or saw it one time and hated it. One of the things that makes it very clear on IMDb to me, there is a young Asian woman who is pretty hot, frankly, in the background of Halloween Kills, like in the hospital scenes. And she's like billed as like one of the top billed actresses in the movie on IMDb. Now IMDb could be wrong, but she's there. And the fact that she's been in a lot of other projects tells me, even though I don't know who she is, her being in the background of Halloween Kills and whatever, I don't think she was in 2018, I don't know. But being kind of an extra role in Kills, I kind of feel like they're going to do the thing they did with, who was it? Hawkins and, who were some of the other people? Lonnie, well, Lonnie's kid, the boyfriend, Allison's boyfriend kid. They had small roles in Halloween 2018 that seemed kind of generic, and they built on them in Halloween Kills. This young lady might be someone they take from Halloween Kills and develop her into a main character of this film. And that's cool to me. I think that would be a good idea. I kind of expect that because David Gordon Green and Danny McBride did it with the previous movie. Halloween Kills had that with those characters I just mentioned. That's cool to me. I think that's clever, the fact that they reach far back like that. Of course, we have the young lady who played Lindsay Wallace in the original movie, who was, I think her name was Kyle Richards, I believe. She was in Halloween Kills as one of the main characters there, and she was really good. She grew up into an actress. She's still beautiful at like 50 years old or whatever she is. She still looks like Lindsay Wallace, which is bizarre to me. And she was good there. Apparently, she's going to be one of the top billed actresses here, too. Having Allison, Lindsay, and Laurie team up to fight Michael is going to be cool, and not having Judy Greer's wannabe comedic ass somewhere in there is going to be great. And if this new girl that is a top billed actress from Halloween Kills, if she's involved in this too, that could be kind of cool. I just want Michael to be able to hold his own. Let it be like at the end when he fought Tommy Doyle and all them in Halloween Kills. He just sliced and diced everybody. He went for a ton of neck cuts and stuff because he realized that would be the way that his 70-year-old ass could get out of that situation. Let's do that again, right? I'm curious what Halloween Ends is going to do. I want some old references. The thing is, like, I want a reality TV reference, like not a Dangertainment. If you use that phrase, I'm cool with that. If it's like on a TV or a poster or a news channel or something, maybe a small cameo from Busta Rhymes somewhere in the background, that'd be cool too. I don't hate Resurrection. It's got a lot of problems. Most people hate it. I would love to see a reference to something like that in this movie. Just as a nod, you know? Maybe a Tom Atkins cameo could be really cool. Maybe he's like a doctor or something, kind of referencing to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, how he's a doctor there. I would love that. That'd be great. Let's have Tom Atkins in this. I know he's kind of retired, but he was in Trick like 2 years ago, so he could do it. I believe in you, Tom. So, what would I want? Do I want more suspense or outright like just slasher movie? Because you could argue that 2018, even though it had a lot of straight-up slasher elements, blood, gore, practical effects, a little bit of CGI blood, but, you know, mostly straight-up, let's brutalize people. It had a lot of tension, a lot of, like when Michael's hiding behind the mannequins in the attic or whatever. That was pretty cool. It was very well done, very well executed. Not as scary as I think people thought it would be that were behind the camera. I don't think you can personally make Michael Myers scary. You can make him frightening. Like, maybe there's not a difference for people out there, but for me, there's a difference saying, like, the Tyler Mane Michael Myers scares the hell out of me more than James Jude Courtney, because he could fuck up James Jude Courtney's Michael in 2 seconds, because that dude's like 7 feet tall, and it's Tyler Mane, and he's going to grunt at you while he stabs you to death. That's scary. Michael Myers, the James Jude Courtney one, he grunts, yeah, but he's like superhuman strength Michael, you know? It's kind of unfair. But I kind of lean more towards, since Halloween Kills didn't really have any scary elements per se, like building tension, that kind of thing. We mainly just had bizarre psychological stuff about Michael that I hope this movie also advances, by the way. Like the staring out the window thing, maybe some answers on that. The robotic way he stabs people in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, how he kind of like keeps practicing, like almost like his mind is resetting over and over again. I want that to happen. I want more of a delve into that, frankly. I really think that Halloween Ends has a lot of potential. I know a lot of people are really pissed about it. I know people like myself are worried because of Jamie Lee Curtis saying stupid shit out there, like COVID was going to play a big role in this. Not in the sense of just being like a story element, like we skipped COVID for 4 years and now we're at the end of the pandemic, or whatever you want to say about that. I just don't want to hear, like I said in my Halloween Kills review, I don't want Michael Myers walking around coughing where he got over COVID in a fucking sewer and he's coughing behind his mask as he goes around to haunt and attack people. I don't need that in my Halloween Michael Myers Kills People movie. I kind of just want, I don't really need the tension aspect. I could just take the Halloween Kills, let's stab everybody, cause a ton of chaos and murder and bludgeoning and all that. That's all I want. And I'm cool with either way we go. If we don't have a whole lot of killing in this movie and just have straight out tension, I'm cool with that too. As long as it's good, I don't care. As long as it's well made and well filmed and has the kind of camera work and class that these previous movies have had, I'm cool with that. I don't really care one way or another. I just want a good movie. I want something entertaining to watch, but I don't want something super complex. That's one thing I'll give Danny McBride and David Gordon Green hands and props for, is they have made 2018 and Kills very simple movies. Maybe a little sloppy here and there, maybe a little bit, not really confused. Confused is not the word, just a little muddled with too much, like the subplots in Halloween Kills. Let's keep it at that simplicity, though. They've maintained a simplicity that works, and I think audiences mostly kind of respond to it, for the most part. In a good way, I mean. Not like the negativity that Halloween Kills got, in a weird way, which I still don't understand. It's like the Friday the 13th remake thing, that people trashed the hell out of that film. If you literally just took out the prologue of that film and made it a straight-up Friday the 13th sequel, new Jason wearing a new mask, people would love it. People would love it. The fans acted completely unfairly to that movie, just like they do with Halloween Kills. Anyway, like I said, I want Hawkins to be utilized a lot more. I'm trying to think of what else I'm forgetting here. Maybe we could have some references to the old Michael Myers. Maybe just have like a bar scene and have like Don Shanks and George P. Wilbur and all those guys there, Nick Castle. Just have them there drinking at the bar or something. And like the bartender could say something like, you guys look like you'd be brothers, you know? Something stupid like that, you know? I think you could do a really cool little tribute to those guys who really came before. And I want Tyler Mane there too, by the way. I would really love all that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I haven't thought of Let me take a sip of my drink again for like the 7th time during this video, which I really don't do this that often, but I think I'm going to start. I don't know. I get dry mouth very easily. I have a long day at work like today where I'm yelling at people and stuff. Yeah, maybe you need it more. Oh, the music. I do want the music to go back to the Halloween 2018 stuff and stop all this guitar riff shit from Halloween Kills where they modified songs like this chase scene from Halloween 2018 with Allison and Michael. The version of that song in Kills is kind of bad. It's kind of ruining it, what it was and how special it was and how chilling it is in Halloween 2018. Carpenter was involved there, you know? Kills, to me, feels like Carpenter wasn't that involved anymore. It's kind of a bummer. Let's see. What else is there? I want the look of the films to stay there. I like that fall look. I like just the kind of feel of it, you know? Do you think it'd be a bad idea if Halloween Ends took place over the course of October, like the whole month, and not just Halloween night or whatever? What do you think of that? You know, like, I don't have an issue with that. This whole copycat killer thing, I don't think it's a bad idea, frankly. I know a lot of people are really trashing into that, this Corey Cunningham guy. I don't think it's a bad idea as long as he's not revealed at the end of the film to be the Michael Myers we watched throughout this entire film. And judging by the trailer, that won't be what happens. It looks like it'll be Michael doing his thing, and then coming across Corey in the sewers. That mask has to smell horrible, dude. He's been in sewers all this time, 4 years wearing that mask. Why? Michael Myers is down in the sewers building his immunity. I don't know what else to talk about. I hope we get more practical effects like we've been getting with a little less CGI. I remember the fluorescent light neck stab on the old lady in Halloween Kills. When you see the behind-the-scenes footage like I saw last night, it's supposed to be a practical effect, but then they literally, as soon as they're about to hit the button to blast the blood on her neck, they cut back to the film's version of it where they have the CGI blood go down the tube. I get realistically why that would be there, but it looks like trash. The kill's cool. It's a cool kill. I like it. Good idea. They came up with it on the spot. I think James Jude Courtney is the one who came up with that idea, I believe. Cool idea. It's poorly utilized in the film, in my opinion. I think there could be some really cool stuff in here. I hope we don't have the drone thing from Halloween Kills done ever again. It's one of those things like these movies, I've said this over and over again. Halloween 2018 had the whole thing with the cops in the car, kind of a reference to Halloween 5, but goofy cops talking about lunch. And the Dr. Sartain thing where Dr. Sartain took Michael's mask up and put it on, and it's just an old, hunched-over man with a weird accent wearing a Michael Myers mask. It's goofy as hell. Seeing that in 2018 and then watching Halloween Kills and have like the gay couple in Michael Myers' house, which again, I don't have a problem with that part of it. It's just a matter of how it was executed. Their names are Big John, Little John. One carries a big knife, the other one carries a small knife. It's kind of a weird penis innuendo or something. All of that stuff is too goofy to be in Halloween. It's almost like these guys want to have the moments that people talk about in the fandom forever. People talk all the time to this day about, in Halloween 5, how Michael Myers takes his mask off, puts another mask on. It's this big, goofy, grinnish, mobster-looking thing, a very cartoonish version of a mobster. People remember that. People remember how awful Tina was. People remember in Halloween 5 when Rachel goes into panic mode, when the boyfriend shoots the doorknob, and he's like touching the doorknob. He says, "Ah, it's hot," and Rachel in Halloween 4 just puts her hands on her head. She's like, "What does that mean?" as loud as she possibly can. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. One of my favorite moments in Halloween. It's awful. One of the worst writing moments I've ever seen in my life. It's hysterical in the most unintentional way. For a good film, for a decent movie. And to go from these two movies, 2018 and Kills, having lines, jokes, one-liners, all that. Like, I put peanut butter on my penis. That line from 2018, which just makes me cringe every time I hear it. These movies are trying to have their moments that the fans never forget. And they try way too hard at that. They have great iconic moments, like in Halloween Kills with Michael Myers fighting the firefighters and all that with the fire behind him. All of that stuff's great. The way you look at the behind-the-scenes stuff, they had to film that in like an hour and 10 minutes. They had to film it as fast as they possibly could to get it done before the house burned completely down. They put a lot of effort into that, and it was great. But when you go into the territory of making the goofiest, cringiest things you could possibly find to put in these movies, just to make them feel like they stand out, it's kind of a bummer, a little bit. And I'm hoping Halloween Ends avoids that, but I feel like we're going to go that route with this Corey Cunningham guy. Like, what if he's walking around the Michael Myers mask and just giggling while he stabs people? In like not in a cringy, I work at a scare house type of thing during October type of giggle. I mean, like, what if it's like a childish laugh type of thing in a weird way? But the way the Corey Cunningham character seems from the actor's depiction and from the trailer, I don't think we'd be lucky enough to have that, but what if we go in a terrible direction like that? That's what I'm worried about. I don't want this film to try too hard. I want it to be kind of a finale, which we know it's not going to be the finale. Jamie Lee Curtis has already said there's going to be more after this, but I just want it to be good. I want it to be a fun flick, really watchable flick. I want to be able to sit down and watch 2018 Kills and Ends kind of back to back and be able to just enjoy them. Blumhouse has done a very good job with this, in my opinion, as a series, as a reboot, trilogy, whatever you want to call it, even though it's technically a quadrilogy because it connects to 78. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good flick. But I think very much like Halloween Kills, a lot of people were excited for Halloween Kills, and when it came out, people hated it. people hated it. They didn't just have flaws like they did in 2018. Most people I know hated Kills, and I don't know why. But I feel like it's going to happen with Ends. I think Ends is going to have a drop off in the box office, and I think it's not going to be very successful, is my opinion. I hope it is. I really do. But I don't think it will be. And if it is, it might be that syndrome of Ends or Final Chapter being in the title. Like Friday the 13th Part 4, like Freddy's Dead the Final Nightmare. I worry about it being that type of situation, and then they go and make more and more because of Halloween Ends, the title having the word end in there, being a hint that it's done, even though it won't be. I worry that they're going to make a lot of money off this film and then ruin it more. Even though I want more, I feel like they'll ruin more by adding on to this series, which they don't need to do. Just go back and make Halloween 9 Retribution after this. That's all you need to do. Just continue that storyline, recast people. Please, for the love of God, just do it. Please. Make that the new trend. Halloween started this whole reboot trend. Scream did it. Everybody started doing it. About taking the original title and everything and just making a requel, as the Scream 5 movie called it, to the original movie and kind of making a legacy sequel. It's now corrupted Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, which is a piece of shit. It happened with Scream. It's happened with a lot of things. In good and bad. Different groups seem to have it hit either way. But I would love to see Halloween start off another trend of let's pick up where the old series was going. Let's do that next. How about that after Halloween Ends? Anyway, that's pretty much all of my thoughts about all this. I would love to hear what you guys have to say down below about this movie, about what your thoughts, what your wishes are for this film. I hope I didn't spoil too much for you from looking at IMDb, but I think it's going to be good. I really do. I know that there's been some worrisome things, which this kind of thing is done all the time. James Jude Courtney had made mention how this would be very different from a Halloween film. It wouldn't even really feel like a Halloween film. I believe he was the one who said it. That's a little worrisome, but it's also like, are you just bullshitting? Like, are you just doing what Jamie Lee Curtis does with the BLM comparison for Halloween Kills and the COVID thing for Halloween Ends? Is that what you're doing here? But James Jude Courtney seems like a really good guy. From what I've seen in the behind-the-scenes stuff, from what I've seen in interviews, seems like a really good guy. I really like him. I really do. He's one of those guys like Nick Castle. He just seems like a nice guy. And Dick Warlock, too. I want Dick Warlock at the bar scene I mentioned earlier. I totally forgot about the guy. God, I can't believe I forgot about him. Dick Warlock, super sweet man. I love him to death. Anyway, that is pretty much all of my hopes for Halloween Ends. I hope it's good. I really do. And I hope we get more, like I said, no matter what direction we go, to continue the Blumhouse line, to do the whole let's pick up on Retribution or whatever. I'd be cool with anything we do here. I really would, because I'm just down for Michael Myers. And again, I want to restate, even though I like Hawkins, even though I like Allison, even though I kind of like Laurie to an extent, with all the human, regular old characters we have in this newer Blumhouse series, I'm really here for Michael. I don't care what Michael's doing, more of a tense, hide-in-the-dark type of thing, or just straight up, let's kill everybody in the coolest possible ways. No matter what we do, I think I'm going to be happy. I really do. I would be surprised if this ends up being like The Last Jedi of Halloween. I don't see that being a possibility because a lot of companies, I think, even though they'll never say it, And even though Disney will never apologize for it, ever, I think a lot of people learned from the mistakes made in Halloween, or in Last Jedi, and what Disney and how they handled it, how they called everybody names, how they started this bullshit of toxic fandoms. I worry immensely that Halloween's going to go that route of trying to blame the fans if this movie doesn't make money or if it gets criticized a lot. They didn't do that with Kills, which I think was a very smart move on their behalf. I think it was a very, very smart move on their behalf not to do that. It would have been the easy way out instead of just saying they made a rough movie or a flawed movie. But if Halloween Ends bombs, please, for the love of God, don't start that. Do not go into blaming everybody in the fandom. That's a bad idea. It's always a recipe for disaster, and you'll have more people leave your movie that will not watch it or finish watching it if they're streaming it if they hear you say that shit. And they'll never come back. And people like myself will be sure to make mention of it constantly. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Halloween Ends? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this movie. Are you excited for it, or are you not excited after Halloween Kills? I want to know everything you have to say down in the comment section down below. I myself am a very big optimist when it comes to this movie. I think it could be good. I really do think it could be a good flick, and I'm stoked for it. That's all I have to say. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Put them down in the comment section down below. Once again, folks, thank you for watching. I love you guys being here. I love talking to you about this stuff. And I hope to make more videos like this. Like maybe I'll make a video after Halloween Ends talking about my thoughts of the future, whether it be sequels to that or reboots again or whatever we could possibly do. Maybe I'll make a video about that as well. Probably shorter than this, but maybe. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Put them down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Happy Halloween. I hope you love Halloween Ends when it comes out. I really do. And props to the people who made Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills. I really enjoy both. They're flawed, but I love them a lot. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all, and goodbye.